Okay, today I'm going to be making apple pie stuffed cheesecake on my wood stove. It's starting to get dark outside, so of course I have lit the gasoliers. There those are. Okay, here's the stove. Let's go ahead and light the stove. We gotta fuel it first, or fill it with wood. We're going to be using wood. Coal is for heating. I have 500 pounds of coal. It's over there. There's some junk on it too. I'll need to clean this shit again. I often get comments of how dirty this place is. This is not my house. A lot of people think it is. It is actually a storage shed. So that's why it's so dusty, etc. But anyway, let's go ahead and cook this apple pie stuffed cheesecake. This stove will be going at my museum when I have enough money to get a museum house. So currently outside, the feel like temperature is 26 degrees. The temperature is 42. The low tonight is going to be 26 degrees, or no, 25 degrees, and the lowest feel like temperature is going to be 8 degrees today. So at my apartment, we're at my grandma's right now. That's her house out there. This is the shed right here where I keep some of my projects. It's a wreck in here. That's kind of why. But anyway, so at my apartment, I have my radiator lit, my gas steam radiator. But anyway, I gotta get this lit or else I'm gonna be cold. Okay, let's light the stove. I don't have any matches or lighters, so I'm gonna use this toothpick on this gasolier, and I'll get a flame on the end of that wood. There, let's light the stove now. Come on, light. There we go. Just barely. Okay, there. Hopefully that catches. And then it'll start smoking out of there until the chimney warms up and pulls a draft. Did I open this damper? Let's check. Okay, good, I did. You can hear the fire and see it. People always ask me, how do you control the temperature on this thing? Well, that's easy. So if you're cooking on the stovetop, this is the burner with the least amount of heat. These aren't really burners. The whole surface is a cooking surface. This side has the least amount of heat. That's basically medium right there. And that's the hottest of the hot right there. That's a water reservoir. There's a can label in there. I need to clean that. But anyway, and then these are like the little warming ovens that you keep your food warm in before guests come. So if you finish cooking things early, you stick them in there and it keeps it warm. This actually will store pots and pans, I believe, down there. And then this, of course, is where you clean under the oven box. See, you can see it goes straight back. See this little wall in there? So if I were to close, let me close this. If I close this damper right there, let me go ahead and close it for y'all so y'all can see. There it is, opening and closing. Okay, it's open now. So when I close that, it actually makes the oven convection. It makes the heat go around the oven box. Then it goes down to here and then goes straight back, and then up the chimney. See, it goes down this wall right there. See the smoke going down that wall a little bit now? Now, when I cook on the stovetop, I want that damper right there all the way open so that the smoke from the firebox goes straight up the chimney without having to circulate. And that makes for a hotter cooking surface. If I'm wanting to heat the house, I would normally burn coal, and I would close this damper right there so that it has to circulate so more heat stays inside longer. And then this damper right here will push back the smoke, and it'll keep the fire burning cooler because it can't get rid of its smoke as fast. This damper right here controls the air supply to the fire. When it's all the way closed, the fire can't get that much air, so it burns cooler. when it's all the way open like that, it can get as much air as it needs to burn as hot as it wants. And this is the ash clean out. I need to clean it. I'll clean that later. So Moo is going to be helping me make the cheesecake because she wants to. Say hi. Hi. Moo is greasing our springform pan and putting parchment paper. I'm going to begin making the crust. Okay, so let's combine 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs in here with 1/2 cup of butter and 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Okay, here's our crust. Now let's make the filling. Okay, now we're going to peel and core the apples. Or not peel and core, do that to the apples. Okay, to our sliced apples, we're going to add 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Okay, we've added 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Now we're going to add about 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now we need 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, but we don't have any cornstarch, so we're going to use 2 tablespoons of flour. Here's 1, and here's 2. Now we're going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Now we're going to add 1/4 cup of water. Now we're going to cook this on the stovetop for about 8 to 10 minutes. There they are cooking. Okay, the apples are ready to go. So let's slide them to the low heat and then go make our cheesecake filling. Look at that yumminess. Yes. Taste the apples. Taste the goodness of the apples. Taste that applesauce. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and bring these in with me. And then what I'm going to do while I go inside to make the cheesecake filling is close that damper right there. Okay, here we go. I'm closing it. I'll put that on there. Now our oven's going to start to heat up evenly. Okay, now I'm going to put 32 ounces of cream cheese in this bowl. Now we need to add 1 1/4 cups of that stuff, sugar. Now I need to add 3 eggs. Now we got to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now we're going to add 1/2 cup of sour cream. Now we need 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, now we're going to assemble all the ingredients. We'll pour some of that in here, then pour some of that in here, then pour some more of that in here, then put the rest of that in there. Okay, here's the cheesecake. Let's go ahead and put it in the oven. I've put it in a bath of water. See, there's the water. So that the cheesecake hopefully will not crack. It's probably going to crack anyway, but oh well. It's all going to end up at the sewage treatment plant anyway. Okay, I'll be back in an hour to check on the cake, or a little bit sooner. Okay, let's check on our cheesecake. We're really not supposed to open the oven door while it cooks because it could crack the top, but I fear the top will crack anyway. There it is. It says to cook it at 325 for about an hour. It's a little jiggly. So let's check the fire. Yep, that's still going good. So the thing is, after the cheesecake finishes, I cannot turn off the fire. The fire has to burn out like a fireplace. So what I may do, if it hasn't just cooked down to embers, is move the cheesecake to the warming oven up there. Okay, it is now 9:01 p.m. and the fire has burnt down to embers, which is a good thing. And then let's check our cheesecake. Is it wiggly? It's just barely wiggly in the center. I think it's done. Okay, so the cheesecake is done. So now what I'm going to do is take it out of the oven, and then I'm going to quickly put it in the warming oven, which is right here. See, the chimney with all the hot gases goes right through the center of this, so it keeps this space nice and warm. This is the perfect space for making bread dough rise and keeping things warm. There's the cheesecake. We must quickly put it in here. It's probably gonna crack anyway, but I mean, oh well, we'll eat it anyway. Okay, the cheesecake is now in the warming oven. It has to stay there for an hour, and then we must refrigerate it for 4 hours. So after it stays in here for about an hour, I'll take it to my apartment and put it in the refrigerator, and I will let y'all know how it looks tomorrow, and we'll try it tomorrow. So stay tuned for part 2.